Communities across the state are cleaning up after severe storms over the weekend. Now we're learning another Arkansan has died. We'll have those details ahead.
And overall this afternoon, going to be absolutely gorgeous, 60s, 70s, and lots of sunshine once again. That's coming up.
At its core, SB 290 is about protecting one of our most sacred rights, private property.
Arkansas lawmakers debate a bill that would change regulations for hog farms near the Buffalo National River. We'll have the latest from the state capitol.
But first, a live look outside in Springdale. Good morning to you there. Look at that sunrise. 5 News This Morning is now.
Covering news where you live. This is 5 News This Morning.
Good morning. Thanks so much for waking up with us. Hope you got your coffee. You're ready to start the day because the weather not looking too bad. Stephen here is going to tell us sunshine across the board.
Coffee sounds amazing right now.
Did you get some this
like
morning?
A good iced caramel latte or something?
Yeah.
Iced coffee when it's 30 degrees outside does not sound fun to me.
It's like iced coffee always for me.
It doesn't hit the same, I think, as like a hot coffee.
I'm definitely
on a
seasonable
cold day.
when it comes to
Really?
the coffee. When it's
feel
cold
like-
outside, I want hot coffee. Opposite when it's hot outside.
I feel like most people have one and they stick with it.
Yeah, I like hot year round.
Really?
Yeah.
When it's 100 degrees outside, you're drinking hot coffee?
I am.
Yeah, that sounds about right. All right, it's a chilly one out there this morning. Frost advisory across northwest Arkansas. That continues until 9 a.m. this morning. I think all of us stay just above that freezing point, but still need that jacket as you head out the door this morning. But by the afternoon, you can lose it. It's going to be 60s, 70s, and lots of sunshine once again. Here's a look at current temperatures out there right now. 34 is our cool spot there in Fayetteville, 37 in Bentonville, 42 there in Van Buren, 42 in Ozark. Good morning to you there. 35 in Clarksville, 36 there in Boonville. Again, everybody just hanging above that freezing point, but still a little bit uncomfortable as you head out the door this morning. The rest of the day today across northwest Arkansas. Again, lots of sunshine all day long. Daytime highs eventually reaching up into those mid to upper 60s for us today across the river valley. Nothing but sunshine, and finally back up into those low 70s by the time we get late this afternoon into the early evening hours. I tell you what, if you don't have any plans this evening, guess what's back? The Naturals back into Arvis Ballpark there in Springdale. It is going to be a beautiful evening. Get out with the family as well. Got sunshine for the start of the game, and then this evening you might need that jacket, but overall pretty nice outside. Let's get a check of traffic out there this morning. Here's a live look out across I-49 there in Fayetteville. Good morning to you there. No accidents so far across northwest Arkansas or in the River Valley. That morning commute shouldn't be too bad.
All right, thanks so much for that. Well, as cleanup continues across the state this morning, the Arkansas Division of Emergency Management now confirming another death in Arkansas.
A car was found submerged in Sherwood with a man's body inside. This comes after a 5-year-old boy in Little Rock was killed over the weekend when a tree fell on his home. This video shows some of the intense wind and rain in the Little Rock area. Severe storms accounted for at least 24 deaths across 7 states since the storms began last week. Well, this morning, amazing dash cam video is coming from Sebastian County Sheriff's Office as a Barling police officer jumped into the Arkansas River to rescue a person.
Yeah, he didn't hesitate, not even for a second. You can hear the dispatch tell the dispatcher that he's going into the water after that person. Take a listen.
Fort Smith, I've got somebody swimming over here on Seaside.
10-4 on Seaside.
Well, this was on the Arkansas River at Spring Hill Park over the weekend. The 911 call came in from the person who said they had driven their car into the river and it was taking on water. The officer goes in the swift-moving river water to help the person stay afloat until you see more help arrived. The person was taken to the hospital for treatment and is expected to recover. That vehicle, though, is still submerged and probably will stay that way until it's removed when the water level goes down some.
Well, check this out. This was damage that was left behind at middle and elementary school buildings in Waldron by those same storms. Classes were canceled across the whole district on Monday while they assessed the damage. The elementary school will be closed for the rest of the week due to extensive moisture inside. Middle school students will be assigned to either the high school or local churches for classes as crews are working to restore their building.
We had some roof problems at the elementary school, and so our superintendent got called up there and said there was some major leaking. And I said, well, I'm going to go by and check the middle school. When I walked in there, I was pretty surprised to what I was walking into with the ceiling tiles hanging and insulation everywhere, water.
The district says the large hail punctured the roofs of the buildings, which caused water to seep through Friday night into Saturday morning. They'll be keeping families updated on the repair work. On continuing coverage, a plan to build a new state prison in Franklin County is facing more roadblocks in the legislature.
And this morning, a Native American tribe continues to raise concerns about the site itself. 5 News reporter Morgan Wrigley joining us with the latest developments. Good morning, Morgan.
Good morning. Well, for the 4th time, the Arkansas Senate failed to approve funding for that proposed prison near Charleston. This time, 19 senators voted for it, 10 against, with 6 voting present. It needs a 3/4 vote in both chambers to pass. Meanwhile, the Chickamauga Nation says the land chosen for that prison could hold the remains of their ancestors, and they're demanding answers about whether a formal archaeological study has been done there. Chickamauga Nation say they don't think any formal archaeological work has taken place on that site where the $750 million prison is proposed to be built. Chief Jimmy Kirsch believes that the area is a Native American burial ground and says that alone should pause the project. State corrections officials say they assessed the site and found no evidence of a burial ground, but the tribe says that's not enough. Tribal leaders are now asking residents to document any artifacts that they come across and to file FOIA requests to push the state for proof that a study was done.
Their laws require them to provide a FOIA request. And if there has not been an archaeological study and they don't provide it, then they're in violation of their own laws.
In the meantime, while lawmakers who support the appropriations bill continue working to secure that 3/4 vote needed to pass, the board's agenda shows that design proposals for the prison will start being accepted today. We'll keep you updated. Morgan Wrigley, 5 News.
Thanks for that, Morgan. Well, a 17-year-old will be tried as an adult in Benton County. This comes after a shooting death. Alejandro Zenum Reyes is charged with manslaughter for the death of Alexis Wynn. This happened in April of 2022. Wynn was 17 when she was shot to death. Investigators say that Reyes fled to Mexico shortly after the shooting and was arrested there this year and then returned to Benton County. He's being held in the Benton County Jail, and his next court date is May 19th.
Amber Waterman, the woman accused of killing an Arkansas mother and her unborn child, back in court this week. She's already serving a federal life sentence out of Missouri for the murder. On Monday, she appeared before a Benton County judge who agreed to push back the case until July. State Supreme Court is expected to decide by then if Waterman can face this trial in Arkansas or if double jeopardy would be an issue in the case.
Sometimes for certain crimes, we should be able to ask for the worst punishment that we have, whatever that is. And when we've got a family that's asking us to do that, if we don't have a legal reason not to, then it's hard to justify not doing that.
The Arkansas Supreme Court hearing to decide on the case moving forward will be later this month in Magnolia. Ashley Bush was 31 weeks pregnant when Waterman admitted to kidnapping her in order to kill her, then claim her unborn child as her own. Her husband, Jamie Waterman, also serving a sentence to being an accessory and helping cover up the crime.
Well, a bill aiming to change regulations for farms around the Buffalo National River has cleared another legislative committee. It's now on its way to a vote in the House. Supporters argue that it protects private property rights of farmers living near the river, but opponents fear that the kind of impact it could have on the water quality of America's first national river.
There's also no active farming operations of this type in that area. So why would we want to allow something else to come in this one area and contribute a huge significant impact and further deteriorate the water quality?
At its core, SB 290 is about protecting one of our most sacred rights, private property. The Arkansas Cattlemen's Association firmly believes that the landowners have the right to own and manage their property.
The bill now goes to a vote in the House of Representatives this afternoon.
World leaders scrambling to negotiate with President Trump ahead of tomorrow's deadline on the sweeping international tariffs. The president announced the U.S. will apply an additional 50% tariff on imports from China if that country moves forward with its plan to impose a retaliatory 34% fee on American products. Several world leaders say they are ready to come to the table with offers, including Israel's prime minister, who visited the White House Monday. Still, global markets posted their third day of losses on Monday. The owner of one toy store dipped into their saving to get ahead of the possible downturn.
Feels right now that small businesses are being abandoned.
If President Trump's newly proposed tariffs on China go into effect, Chinese imports would face a combined 104% tax. That includes the 20% tariffs aimed at getting China to crack down on the trafficking of fentanyl.